it's by faith anyway, and you're not gonna believe if you don't want to believe me, dude.
Oh, there's the
You
F
can't
word.
if you.
There's the F word. It's by faith. Trust me, brother. So, give me evidence of your magic fucking fairy tale, or go away.
What do you believe is your purpose in life? How does your life have meaning to it?
My purpose is most definitely not to worship a magic muffin man forever, like a mindless bot. That's definitely not my purpose.
I got you. That's why you don't know what to do. Hello? Yeah, keep on dancing. First of all, you pretend to be a Christian. Then you pretend to be an imaginary God. Then you pretend to be everything.
Jesus is king. He's king of non-existence. He's king of social distancing. He hasn't returned in thousands of years. He shows up, he pretends to die in a stick. He's like, yeah, I win. And then he dies and he floats up to heaven like a balloon. All right, guys, bye-bye. Now he thinks he's the king of the world for thousands of years. Prayer doesn't do anything.
It's done nothing good for
Man,
us.
prayer doesn't do jack shit.
Okay.
What is your evidence to God? Your God is pointing a gun to our faces and saying, you better believe in me or you're going to burn. Right? That's like a burglar. Saying, you better give me your money or I'm going to shoot you. Jesus died to save you from sin. Sin that he gave you. Think about it. If you believe in God or Jesus, what happened? He forced us to be here. He forced us to exist. He throws us in this sick, demented Saw game where, ha ha ha, you must believe and love me or die. That's like the Saw guy, right? Like from the movie Saw, right? Like your God is that guy, Jigsaw. Like he forced us to be here. He tells us you have to believe or die. What kind of life is that? The idea that he died for sins, so therefore we have to worship us. That's something he did. That's something that your God chose for us to do in the first place. It's not my fault that he died for my sin. That's God's fault. He didn't have to die for a sin. He could have just erased your sin. He could have walked a dog for sin. He could have made toast for sin. He didn't have to die for sin. That's stupid. He's God. How do you know? How do you know God's there?
Because I know.
How do you know?
There's no way to explain it.
How do you know?
Let me
How
tell you
do
something.
know?
Life.
How do you know? No. You're not going to preach here, ma'am.
I'm not
Give us
preaching.
evidence
I
or
am
go
not
away.
preaching.
Give us evidence or go away.
Because I'm asking you, the evidence is, listen, when you talk.
You're not going to preach here. Guys, you're going to give evidence or you're going to go away. I don't have time for preaching. I want data. I want something we can use, not your experience with yourself or your dream you had or the feeling you got when you had sex. Give me evidence or go away. Guys, how do you know? I know you believe these things, but how do you know they're real, right? That's a different question. How do you know? What's your epistemology? How do you know this thing happened? What's your evidence? Right? How do you falsify your belief? That's what I care about. We don't have all the answers. And I agree. There could be something out there that we don't know about. But it doesn't mean you know the answer. That's called godly gaps.
Hello.
Part of consciousness. Hey, what do you got?
I don't really have evidence about God's existence. It's just that I thought there's a lot of archaeological evidence of Jesus' existence during the Roman Empire.
Okay. I don't care. Where's your evidence of it? I don't care about a guy who died on a stick, all right? I care about a guy.
No, I'm actually saying I'm with you. You know, it's just that we don't. There's a lot of things that we can't really explain, isn't it? Like there's things in the world.
Great. So who cares? Where's your evidence for God?
I really don't have to.
Okay. Have a good day. I don't care if some guy died on a stick for no reason. I care about a God in the universe. Some things are natural. Perhaps the universe is natural. Do you agree?
I think that God built the universe. He created the universe and everything.
I don't give a shit what you think, sir. I want evidence of a God.
You're asking for tangible evidence for an intangible subject.
How do
That's
you know
not
it's
how
intangible?
God. That's not. That's
How
not
do
how
you
God
know it's
works.
intangible? How do you know it's intangible?
Because it's a part called faith. You have to have faith.
Oh, okay. And I have faith that you're wrong. Now, who's right?
Okay.
Who's
I
right?
don't know. It seems like the pride's just overtaking you. That's what it seems like.
The one who
You're-
thinks the entire universe was designed for them is calling me prideful? I'm sorry, sir.
When did
But
I
your
say the
entire
universe was
worldview,
designed for me?
your
We're put
entire
here for
worldview
God's
is that
purpose.
your entire worldview is dependent on your thoughts. Your ego, right? God is just a reflection of your own ego. Oh, he loves you. He died for you.
We're
He
put
loves you.
here
He
for
thought you.
God's
He
purpose.
designed
We're not
me.
put
It's all
here.
about me, 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 me. Your entire religion is about yourself, not about helping other people.
It's not.
It's not
We're
about
put here
actually doing
for
anything good
God
for
to
humanity.
use
It's
our
not actually
abilities that
about
He
caring
gave
about it.
us.
It's all about you, you, you. So give evidence of a God. Hurry up.
Where's your so there's a moral right and wrong. Where do you think that comes from?
The brain.
So what? How do you think the Earth got created then?
It
The
did it.
Big Bang? Something just popped and everything just created perfectly so we can live here on Earth?
No, that's what you think. You think
What do you
God.
think?
You think what you think is this: some God was bored for. He lived in eternity.
What do you
He got
think?
bored. One day he got bored, and he's like, "Let me make some people." And he went, "Ooh, poof," with his magic wand, and poof, we all magically appeared in 6 days, and everything perfectly appeared this way. The earth, the sun, the stars, everything magically appeared, and we all. And that's what you believe, sir. This
Okay,
is
I
this is
didn't
what you
ask.
believe, not me.
I asked what you believe, what you think the Earth got created from.
It's called planetary cosmology. It's called accretion disks, planetary disks, supernovae. This is what causes planets to evolve and chemically and physically evolve over
Where'd it
time.
come from?
The matter and the energy in the universe could
So
evolve.
nothing came from all of this that we
No, no,
have
no, no, no.
came from
Listen to what I
nothing.
just said. You cut me off. The matter and the energy in the universe could have existed forever in some kind of state. And then over time, it changes states. And that's what we are in.
And all of that happened so that we have enough gravity to stay on here at Earth and we're not drug under the ground and we don't float off the ground for a little bit. We have all of that perfectly in line that we can live perfectly comfortable when other
Yeah, it's
planets
also
have
perfect.
not living comfortable conditions.
The Earth is also in a perfect distance from the sun for us to get skin cancer. Does that mean God designed the Earth
It's
for skin
also
cancer?
a perfect distance from the sun that we don't burn up and shrivel up, or a perfect distance that we're
It's
not
also a
freezing.
perfect distance for us to get bacterial infections and die.
It's living conditions. That's all of that is caused by
No,
the sin that Adam did.
no,
That
no, no, no,
Adam and
no,
Eve
no,
did.
no.
Yes, it is.
So what you're trying to say is, look how perfect everything is. There must be some kind of God. But unfortunately, the reverse is true. It's not that we were placed here by some cosmic chess player, but we have evolved with the Earth's conditions over time. We evolved to fit within a specific parameter. We are barely surviving, sir. It's hard to survive, and that's why 99.9% of all species that have ever existed are now extinct. They're never coming back. Why is that? Because the Earth is not a place for life to thrive. It's a place where life goes to die.
It's the only place that life is.
Are you kidding me? There are more stars in the universe
That's
than
not
grains
life.
of sand on all the beaches of the Earth
That's not
combined.
life.
And you're telling me that we looked at all the planets in the universe and we're the only ones with life? That's like taking a glass of water from the ocean and going, there's no whales in here. The ocean must be void of whales.
None of what you mentioned is life.
Sir, there could be life on Mars. There could be life on Enceladus. There could be life on Titan, Europa, Venus. Fuck, Jupiter could have life.
None of them have living
The
conditions.
universe could be teeming with life everywhere. It's just that we don't have the technology yet to look at it yet.
We have looked at it. We know every single bit of temperatures and gravity and all that kind of stuff. Yes, we do.
Okay, great. How many exoplanets have we discovered? Do you know?
I don't know.
So you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, sir. We've only discovered 5,000, and we have not actually confirmed their temperatures. It is incredibly difficult to determine the temperatures of planets that are light years away. Very hard to do. Something you'll probably never do. But more importantly, the idea that the universe is there's only one life here and we're the only ones is a pathetic point of view when we look at things like the pale blue dot, where we are just one planet, one dot in a universe that is full of galaxies, full of hundreds of billions of stars. The idea that we're the only ones is ridiculous, let alone evidence for a magic space daddy.
All right, man. Well, hopefully you open your eyes, your heart's open.
Yep, it's beating. It's going good. I just checked my pulse. It's going good.
That's good, bud.
Anything else for us tonight, sir?
Nope.
Okay, have a good day. Yeah, so what's your evidence for God now?
Okay, so in the Bible, if you're a Christian, you believe that God made us in his own image. And wouldn't you say that all of us...
Sure, I
Well,
don't
hold
give
on.
a shit about what some story says. I don't care about a story. Where's your
Well, no.
evidence for God?
You asked me what it is. So if you read what our beliefs are, why we believe that God is
I don't
valued
care
and
about your
true.
belief. Give me evidence of this God or go away.
Well, I'm going off of your definition of God.
No, now we're going off of yours now, right? The Christian God. So where's your evidence of the Christian God?
I just told you, by your definition of a God, we are made in God's image, and we are all the things that you said
How do you
makes
know
up a
that?
God.
How do you know this, sir? How do you know
mean,
this?
how do I know it? The same way that you just defined it. I'm going off your definition.
How do you know God exists?
He exists through us.
How do you know that?
Because that's what we're told.
You're
That's
told
the
from a
belief
story.
structure of the Christian religion.
You're told from what? A book?
Yeah. How do you know anything in life other than what you learn every day?
Verification, falsification, science. That's how we know things, sir. We don't know things by looking at a story that's 3,000 years old that talks about talking donkeys. You believe in talking donkeys and talking snakes and fucking giants and wizards and dragons? That's garbage. Where's your evidence for a god, not some mythological man who died on a stick for no reason?
Well, what's more logical to you? That there was a big boom that out of the billions and trillions of possibilities created the entire universe, or that there was some
Sir, that's not what the
force
Big
in the
Bang is.
universe?
That's not what the Big Bang is, buddy. Go
What?
learn some science for once in your life. The Big Bang is not a big boom. It is an expansion of space and time. It is not a
Okay, so
boom.
different words for the same thing. It was all of a sudden
No,
event that
sir.
created the entire
It's an
universe.
expansion of pre-existing space-time. A stretching of space and time. That is not a boom.
Well, bang, boom, whatever word you want to use. You
No,
understand what I'm trying to say?
You're not going to do this. You're not going to do this on my life. You're going to actually understand what it means, what the Big Bang means. If not, you can go away. So do you recognize the difference between an expansion where all points of the universe are expanding at the same rate and the same time versus an
It's
explosion
all time. It's not the same time.
versus
It's
an
all time.
explosion where you have different variations of speeds and velocities and you have do you understand the difference here?
Of course, I've studied it
Okay, good.
thoroughly.
Great. So the Big Bang is an expansion, not an explosion or a boom. Now, give me evidence that God did it.
Well, God is a word. So our belief, or my belief anyway, is that the entity or the being or the presence or whatever you want to call it is something that had a pre-time existence
How
that
do you know
created
this,
who we
sir?
are, what we
Can
are
you
in the
stop
universe as a
babbling?
whole.
Stop babbling and give us evidence for once,
I
please.
just told you the evidence is that the opposite is that there is no evidence. And
That's a God of the gaps. That's argument for ignorance. I don't know, therefore God. That is false. I don't need to respect your belief. Fuck that. I'll never respect your belief. And by the way, no belief deserves respect. I'm not going to be a slave to your belief.
Well, I have evidence. I
Great.
do.
Great, let's hear it.
But I need to challenge you, and I need you to actually just look in the mirror. Go to the bathroom
Okay.
and look in the mirror
Okay, I'm gonna find
And
Jesus.
that's your evidence. You.
Me?
It's you. Yes. You're not Jesus,
Leave
but
alone me?
how are you made? How are you made? How are you created? Are you gonna believe in a
Okay.
worm?
Okay.
Did a worm create you?
Let me
Evolution created you? Who
let me
created you?
respond. Okay. Let me respond to you. When you ask the question, "How were we made?" This is a malformed question because there does not need to be a maker for us. We could have evolved naturally without
How?
agency. Oh,
How?
something called evolution. Have you gone to
Evolution.
school?
So evolution's going to give us each of our body parts, our heart, our tongue, our hands, our veins, our kidneys. You believe that? Then you need to tell me why you believe that. How we magically just appeared on this
That's
earth.
not evolution. It does not say we magically appeared. That's what you believe, ma'am. You believe that one day out of an
No, that's what
eternity.
you're saying. That's what you're saying.
No, that's what you're saying. Listen, what you're saying is one day some magic being in eternity got bored and he was like, let's make some
Oh,
people.
really?
And he waved his magic wand and he went, a poof, let there be
So
light.
it makes
And
more
everything
sense.
magically appeared in 6 days from
So it
nowhere.
makes
That's
more
what you
sense to
believe.
believe
What
that we
you
were
believe.
created
Hold
billions
on,
of years ago from
hold
what?
on. What the evidence demonstrates is that we evolved. That's a fact. And if you want to refute this, great. But prove the scientists wrong. Prove the science incorrect. You're not going to do it, but go ahead and try. When it comes to things like how we got here, we have reasons that are natural. We have biology, physics, geology, right? All these things go into explaining why we are here. The problem is that you don't understand science. Hence, you're coming up here embarrassing yourself by not actually giving any arguments, right? If you would just understand the science, you would know that we did not come here from some magic sky daddy, but we most likely evolved through time. And the evidence of this is in science, DNA, lab experiments, fossil records. So go ahead and give an actual argument or go away, please.
It's impossible for us to be perfectly made just by evolution. It's impossible.
Wait,
We are
hold on.
perfectly made.
Hold on. Let me get my glasses. I can't see too well.
We have 10 fingers.
You said
We
we're
have
perfect?
10
We're
hands.
perfect? We're
Did
perfect?
I said we are perfectly made in his image. We have 10 hands, 10 fingers. We have body parts. How is it? How is
Okay,
it
hold
that a
on.
man and a woman,
Hold on.
men
I
and
can't
a
hear you
woman,
too well. Let me get my hearing aid. I can't hear. Hold on.
excuse me, a man and a woman,
All
how
right, I
is that
got my hearing
evolution?
aid.
Why
Okay,
does a man
what?
have a penis? Why does a man have a penis and a woman have a vagina? That's evolution? All of a
Yes,
sudden
ma'am. It's
a
called
penis appeared?
chromosomes.
So
It's
who
called
thought about the penis? Who
Ma'am,
thought about the penis? How
ma'am,
is that even possible?
it's
How is
called
that possible?
chromosomes. It's called chromosome
Oh,
evolution.
really? And that's evolution. Just magically, evolution said, you know what? Let's make a penis and a vagina.
Guys, I know it's hard to understand biology, but this is like 5th grade, right? Maybe you skipped it. But we know that sexes are chromosomal. They evolve through time just like everything else did. In fact, most living beings don't have sexes. They are asexual reproduction. Sex is something that evolved in animals to spread genetic diversity. The point is here that we know why we have penises. We know why we have these things. It's because of evolution. And if you don't understand this, go learn it.
Sense what you're saying. You want to make sense of what you believe in. You want to
This is not a belief, man. This is a fact. We
a
can
fact.
demonstrate these things.
Who made the facts? Who made the facts?
Nobody makes the facts. We
No,
extract them from reality.
What are you talking about? Somebody has to make facts. What do you mean we construct from reality? That makes no sense.
A fact is what describes reality.
Okay, so describe reality.
Hold on, man. Hold on. Let me answer really quickly. Facts is what describes reality. Reality is beyond us, right? It's beyond our minds. We extract things, we get hints and pieces of data from reality, and we base our models of reality on what we observe. So the evidence of evolution is in our observations that we can falsify and test. That's evolution. And there's no reason to think, we can't falsify a God. We cannot falsify a maker. This is the problem with your point of view. We can't falsify a God at all. Please give us evidence of God or go away.
But this is what I'm saying. You want evidence of God, but who are you to even ask God for evidence?
A person.
We're not.
I'm a
But who are
person
you?
was
But
curious.
that was made by God. We're curious, so we want fast answers. We want
But
answers
the
quickly.
fast answer is not always the right answer. And that's why
But
your worldview
science
sucks.
is right. But
This is why
science,
your worldview sucks, man, because you're looking for cheap answers.
and you're
When
looking
in
for
reality,
science from human beings that went to school and
no,
created a
ma'am,
theory about things.
ma'am, science is a methodology that depends on the data from reality, not from
Who says that?
scientists.
Who says that's
Scientists,
the truth? Who
scientists are
says
just the
that's
agents
the truth?
that are here to describe and understand reality. It has
Because
nothing to
that's
do.
what they're paid to do, darling. They're paid to do that. They're paid to
No,
come up with
ma'am.
hypotheses and theories.
Science,
This
ma'am,
is what gets people to
ma'am, listen. Scientists don't care about their pay. They don't get paid that much, ma'am. They look at the data, and anybody can do science. Even you and me can do science.
Can I
I
ask you
have done
something?
science. You obviously don't know what science is because
What, what,
we realize that anybody can do it. Anybody can do science. You
but
don't
I
have to
know
get paid to
common
do it. So
sense. It
please,
doesn't make
so
sense what you're
please,
saying. It doesn't make
because
sense.
you don't understand science. That's why it doesn't make sense to you.
But we're created in. Do you understand? We
How
we
do you know?
have we
How do you
have
know?
body parts that we function with. Do you understand? That can't be created out of evolution.
Why
The
not? Why
fact
not?
that we
Why not? Why
urinate,
not? Why not?
the
Why
fact that
not?
we
Why
take a
not?
shit,
Why not? Why
the fact
not?
that we
Why not?
sneeze,
Why
the fact that
not?
we do- because
No,
it doesn't
please.
make sense that evolution would create that. There has to be a beginning to that. There has to
Ma'am,
be a
you keep making these claims. Can you give us evidence that evolution is false?
We do them. We do
No,
these.
ma'am, please listen. Give us evidence that evolution is false.
Okay, so well, evolution is false. It doesn't make
Demonstrate that.
sense
Give
to
us
me.
evidence.
But okay, can I ask you? So where did we come from? If do you understand? We're not worms.
All
We're
right.
not worms.
All right. Nobody said we're worms. Nobody said we're worms, guys. I know this is hard. Look, asking where do we come from is a different question than how do we get here, or how do we evolve, or how do we, what are our origins? We don't know if there's something prior to the Big Bang, or if there's some cosmic thing out there that we don't know. The universe is mysterious. But what we do know is that the mechanisms of reality are understandable. Evolution is a fantastic mechanism that describes our existence this way. We know that evolution works to describe reality in ways that religion can't. That's why we don't just look at a book for answers. You want cheap answers because you don't care for doing the work. You're too lazy to do science, so you pretend God did it. Hey, what's your argument?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Fuck
your
you,
argument?
buddy.
What?
Fuck you.
Oh, there's a Christian love. There's a Jesus love.
Bro, you're a loser.
Oh, thank you so much,
You're a loser.
sir. Oh, Jesus. Oh, he died for me. Stop being fake and phony. Yeah, we can see through it. Okay, great. Do you have an argument for God or not?
Yeah, well, I see all the evidence around me where my family pray and then everything becomes good again because when times are tough, they pray and then.
Okay, great. So let me pray now. God, I want $1 million. I want lots of money. I want.
But it's
lots of
more of a mental.
Okay, great.
Like,
Where is it? Where is it?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Where
Man.
is it? Like, what does prayer do? Like, how do you know what works and not just coincidence and not just coincidence?
But fair enough with the coincidence, but wouldn't it then also just give someone hope? Like, what's that word? The Mandela effect.
I don't care about hope, sir. I don't give a shit about hope. I care about truth.
Yep. Fair
Do you
enough.
have the truth or not?
I don't want to argue with you. I accept that. So I'll let you go, man.
I can find hope elsewhere than your blood cult.
Y'all are a different spirit. What I'm basically trying to say is that God is a spirit as well as of us.
How do you know this?
Because he recreated us as
How do you know that?
his own image. He said that. He's literally stated that he created us in his own image.
Harry Potter said that he's a wizard. Does that mean he's a wizard in real life?
What
He's
does
a
Harry
wizard,
Potter
Howard.
have? What does Harry Potter have to do with God?
What's the difference? It's the same shit.
But he's not God. He's a made up character.
It's the same shit. There's wizards in the Bible.
But he's made up in a book. This is a story this is a true book. That's
You got a book
non-fiction.
too. You got a book too, girl.
But there's a fiction and there's nonfiction. Is there right? There's difference
Your book
between
is
different
fiction
things.
too. Your book is fiction too. Are you
How do
kidding
you
me?
know that? Can you prove that behind your science of evolution?
Talking donkeys, talking snakes, Noah's Ark, Adam and Eve, wizards, dragons, giants, they don't exist.
God speaks in parables. Just because it is stated that doesn't mean that's exactly what it is. He speaks in parables.
So everything that's false in the Bible is a parable.
It's not false. It just has a different meaning.
So what's the meaning of talking donkeys?
It's in the what parable are you talking about? Like you got to be specific.
Numbers 22.
So what are you saying?
It says donkeys can talk in Numbers 22. Why the fuck is that? How the fuck can that be possibly real?
Okay. You know what? You could think that God is imaginary, but people out here, they really believe that God's real because they're spirit as people.
Yeah,
right?
you tell it, girl. You tell it.
Yeah, because you won't let nobody else speak, right?
Yeah.
It's okay. But I proved my point.
It's okay.
It's good.
All
Thank you
right,
for
honey,
letting
I'm
me
praying
come
for
on,
you.
though. For sure. Thank you.
I'm praying for you.
All right.
Jesus loves you.
I didn't say all that, but
Jesus loves you more.
I mean, hey,
All
what's
right, have
coming
a
for
good
you?
day. That's what happens when you believe in God. That's what happens. Happens to all of them. Even the best of us. Poor guy. Poor guy. We're gonna build a wall around the Christians, okay? A tremendous wall.
All right, Mike. I got one that's gonna stump you, and I think this might be the evidence you're looking for.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. If God is fake, who put the salt in the oceans?
This is your argument.
I'm serious.
Okay, I think with the salt maker, the salt man, he had a big bowl of salt, and he was pouring it into the oceans over many years.
Okay, now you're being rude, Mike.
No.
Now you're being rude again.
So we know that salts are common in the solar system. Enceladus is a moon of Saturn, and it has an ocean of salt water underneath the ice of it. And the salts originate from things like, lithiums, atoms, things like, sodium, chlorine, chloride atoms. These are salts that are found all in rocks and rocky materials. And over time, the rocky materials become weathered, and they go into the oceans and become salty. It's not God. It's not Jesus. It's just chemistry.
It's just chemistry?
Yeah. Wait, are you actually serious?
No, I'm not.
Okay, I was going to say, holy shit. Okay. Have a good day.